Oh, you hear that? That's the fucking joke police. The joke police are coming, baby. Hide, hide.
Is it okay if I call myself stupid? Is it okay if I call myself fucking stupid? How about if I call someone else fucking stupid? But what if I tell you it was my friend and we're joking? The context is different now. Have you called your friend a bad word as a joke? Like a hoe, or a bitch, or a fatty, or a dumbass? If we're both joking, can we say bad words that, when looking in, other people may be upset, as they may not understand we're joking, or they just don't like the joke? Should they have the ability to ban you from making the joke that they didn't like? Is it okay if I say a bad word in a preschool? What about if I say a bad word on stage in a comedy club? Is it okay to say bad words on the internet when you're trying to make people laugh? What about if everything I do within a certain context is for the sake of making someone laugh? If different jokes offend different people, how will you know what jokes offend me? Should you ask me before you tell them? Is there such a thing as a joke that nobody is allowed to laugh at? And if so, who gets to decide?
Jonah Hill is a woman in a fat suit. Open your eyes, sheeple.
Michael.
Michael, how you doing?
What's going on, my man? What's going on?
My man. My man.
Yeah.
Is this a rape on slavery? The fucking lizard! I'm gonna snuggle between your thighs like a Siamese kid. You gotta have solid aluminum foil on the geschmoik.
What does that mean?
Moana! Wonder Woman 1984! On Disney Plus! Gal Gadot rapes
Jeff
a guy!
Bezos.
What the
I'd
fuck?
let Gal Gadot assault
Are we gonna let people dance in the middle of the street?
Disney's
head is in a bunker! I don't buy it!
David Spade is like
It's
a
an
mop
allegory.
that was reanimated by Wizard Man.
They're floating up there. Looking down at us shooting fluoride lasers.
Not bad. I'm
Caucasian
stand outside,
house.
and I'm gonna be one of them chromosomes
myself.
You drop your coins into the
And you
slit of
see
my
bear
dick
man,
and bear pig.
Go get your
You're the
sexiest smugglers are getting high on
My wife
toenails.
is out,
Bitch.
Father and the Son and the Holy Penis.
I am blessed, my cherished one.
You're
I
black.
do want to... I am yellow.
You're Asian.
Persuasion.
Well, allow me to persuade you of a little something something. If you come near my daughter again,
I might just have to give you a pat on the back.
and Dick.
How about a lap dance?
Listen, who's supplying? My daughter.
Big brother.
Her brother's way smaller than her.
I'm talking legal midget.
Aw, you righteous goon, you.
Yeah, I got banned from Reddit RPan. For those of you who don't know, Reddit has a streaming channel now called RPan, or the Reddit Public Access Network. Oh, that's beautiful. I have been talking to countless moderators, and by countless I mean like 3. Let me just read it. I may as well just read it. During my comedy act, where I am clearly wearing a costume and pretending to be an absurd news reporter, I said offensive things and got taken off of the U Show, which is one of Reddit's various streaming channels. I move over to distance socializing, and then I got taken off for misinformation. Apparently they thought I was being serious when I said that Judge Judy is secretly a cult filled with rats. Now I can't stream at all. Here's the official response I received from r/the U Show. You ready for this? While you think that people watching your show understand you're joking, we receive a number of complaints about your stream. While you think people watching your show understand you're joking, they do. They do. My character's name is 𝘛𝘩𝘢𝘶𝘚.
You know, someone said to me, well, your show is called The Real News. Just call it The Joke News. Does Mickey Mouse have to wear a little pin that says, not a real mouse?
Even if his name was Mickey, literally a mouse, it would still be a silly standard to enforce. Actually, no, it's the opposite. It's prohibiting silliness. No silliness allowed, no jokes, no characters, no satire. If other people don't like you, we delete you. We receive a number of complaints about your stream. The number of complaints quantifies whether or not you did something wrong. And baby, you did. Hey, so guys, let's gang up and say that Reddit's offensive, and then we can get them fucking removed. I have repeatedly stated that I did not want to make a big deal out of this, that I just wanted to create a new comedy channel.
The head moderator of RPAN said, as we stated to you in ModMail, you were temporarily banned because you used the term midget, which is a slur, and you also called Asian people yellow. First of all, I didn't call Asian people yellow. A guy called himself yellow. I said, you're Asian? And he said, persuasion. We were joking around. So this is actual misinformation. He wasn't even offended. They're offended for him. And I'll go one step further. Even if he was, he called in. Just hang up. Like, why do I have to baby everybody? And it doesn't matter if I was temporarily banned. It doesn't matter if I was banned for 1 minute or 1 year. You have to explain to me why me getting banned is a justifiable punishment for making a joke that subjectively offended some of the people watching my comedy routine. It's a bit disingenuous for you to claim you were temporarily banned for obvious jokes like saying Judge Judy is a group of rats. They're saying that Judge Judy is a group of rats is an obvious joke, but me calling someone that doesn't exist a bad word is not a joke. We also explained to you why we can't allow phrases that constitute hate speech on RPAN, and that Reddit itself likely wouldn't allow that either.
If you're going to allow words like shit, fuck, and cunt, but you're not going to allow hand-picked yet unlisted bad words, then your rules are up to interpretation.
We discussed this in ModMail, and you seemed fine with it, so I'm not sure why you're posting it here now.
Take note of this, because we'll get to my promise later.
So then the head moderator goes on to say, we have several people write in and complain. Well, nobody said anything to me. I wasn't aware that the term midget was offensive either. What? But I took the time to educate myself, and according to the little people of America, the term is a derogatory slur. Then she's got a quote, considering people with dwarfism call it a slur, I'm not exactly going to tell them what they should consider a slur. It would be like telling black people not to be offended by the N-word. I never said that you can't be offended. You can be offended. I get offended by things.
But just because someone got offended, it doesn't make it any less of a joke. You can express your opinion on something. You can hate it too. You can even hate the person who said it. Lord knows I got plenty of opinions. But the moment it is banned from existing because of people's opinions, that's the problem. If you get offended, you get so uncomfortable with the joke that you think it shouldn't exist at all. There are jokes that are aimed at a very broad audience. There are jokes that are aimed at a very adult audience.
That's the difference between PG movies and rated R movies. We have categories for a reason. If you go to an art museum and there's a painting of a naked woman,
just because someone gets offended for whatever reason, in no way does that diminish its existence as art. Art is subjective.
Is comedy considered art? If so, which do you prefer? She admitted that she didn't know that midget was a bad word until she looked it up. Why am I supposed to sign up for Bad Word of the Month magazine? I'd rather not limit the words I say to just the ones that other people tell me are okay. I don't want to walk on eggshells. Why are we so concerned with eggshells?
Isn't it interesting how it's always the least funny people that police jokes the most?
When I got banned for misinformation, they put the stream back overnight, randomly, and I received no apology. They even suggested that that didn't happen. Because she doesn't understand the timeline that I was banned twice, she's actually promoting misinformation. The moderator got like 5 awards within 30 minutes for moderating me. That's like if a cop pulls you over and then 5 other people get out of the cop car and start applauding the officer. That's not very wholesome.
I think it's best if I just sum this all up with an interaction I had with an actual Reddit moderator. Here we go.
Hey, guess what? It's time for major points.
Hello, I am suggesting a comedy RPAN channel for streamers who want to tell jokes. I have been told by moderators that hate speech is not allowed on RPAN, but my speech wasn't hateful, it was me joking. Anyone who knows what a comedian is can tell the difference. It can even be 18 plus for people to absolutely know it's potentially offensive. So I don't know what the name of this moderator is, but here we go. Hey Paul, appreciate the message. The channel that you are suggesting will not be possible, as we strive to have inclusive community for people of all different walks of life. You can post your comedic acts on Twitch instead, where there are no such restrictions. Thank you. Here's my response. RPAN is great because anyone of any popularity gets loads of viewers, as it's a format similar to TikTok, but better. There's no dancing girls. Actually, there is, thank goodness. I am attempting to propose an extremely understandable solution for the situation that I'm in. What I am proposing is not a place that opposes inclusivity, but a strictly comedy-driven platform for people who understand a joking context. John Mulaney has said midget many times, but he is a comedian. He is not promoting hate speech, he is presenting a situation in a comedic light.
So we get into this argument, we're going back and forth. He goes, you can't put that word on TV. And I said, I want to. And he goes, if you put that word on TV, there could be a protest of midgets on this building. And I said, promise?
How often do you leave your house and spot a midget? It's rare. You could be having the worst day in the world. You see a midget, you're like, oh shit, a midget.
31 Lithuanian midgets.
Midgets, you ever seen how tall a toilet is? Well, imagine having to jump to take a dump.
I wish my parents were like, Tom, your great-grandfather, he owned like 40 midgets. Because I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Do we still get them?
Why is he calling a midget to play in a golf tournament? He was probably thinking that same thing, but I play golf. I freaking play golf. And before you make the joke, fuck you, not miniature, okay?
Chris Rock, Bill Burr, Jerry Seinfeld, George Carlin are wonderful performers who say insanely offensive things, but people know that because they're comedians, they do not promote actual racism, sexism. Comedic movies, shows, and acts are oftentimes wildly offensive, but there is a massive audience for them. Think about it, the most popular comedians in the world are the most offensive. The 155 people who followed me only about after 2 weeks of streaming have agreed that my channel is just for laughs. On a separate post, a user was given advice for playing Hatred, a violent video game. The moderator said, quote, video game violence to a certain point is allowed. After all, it's just a game. Does that not apply to offensive jokes? Offensive jokes should be allowed. After all, they're just jokes.
So I just want to talk about this mod comment here for a second. So I haven't played the game and only skimmed the trailer, but the answer is it depends. Oh, thank you so much. Video game violence to a certain point is allowed. After all, it's just a game. However, if it reaches the level of extreme or grotesque, then it may become a problem. I'd say use your best judgment here, otherwise known as your opinion. Is the game one that is likely to offend and upset a lot of viewers, otherwise known as their opinions? Can this person do anything without the masses getting to vote on whether he lives or dies? Admittedly, this is uncharted territory for us, so I can't give you a definitive answer. But rest assured, you definitely wouldn't be banned for streaming a violent video game. Good! It's not real! At most, you might get a warning. Where's my warning? 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 Where's my warning?
It's satire. I am doing a character. There will be no need for people to report me if I'm in a place that is solely comedic. No statements are taken seriously. I just like to make offensive jokes, self-deprecate, dress up, wave my arms, make up silly information, and be satirical for laughs. Then they responded with this. Hi, Paul. As several people reported the jokes in quotes, they found them offensive. We aren't going to police people on what they find offensive or not. At this point, we cannot support offensive jokes in quotes. Here's what I said. I'm not telling you to police people on what they find offensive. I'm suggesting that you not police what 155 people find funny. How is an R-rated comedy stream outside of the realm of possibilities?
The jockey hurt my feelings. Destroy jockey.
If this is created, you will never see me on any other RPAN channel. I would be confident in knowing I'm in a place where people are allowed to share all ranges of jokes. What is funny is subjective, Murray! So why do we need to police humor if it's in the right place? 18 plus subreddits exist, so why not an 18 plus RPAN stream for comedians? I am advocating an appropriate place for Comedy Central level comedians. I feel as if my suggestion is being overlooked because hate speech is bad, so no. It is not hate speech if it is a comedy routine, like how offensive R-rated comedy movies are not hate speech either. Will there never be a place for Eddie Murphy, Robin Williams, or Amy Schumer to tell comedy? People do not have to go there. It's labeled as rated R, similar to a comedy routine targeted at adults. I have seen countless people on the You Show say cunt. Is that not grounds for banning? It shouldn't be. But you see how it can be deemed offensive and pejorative towards women. Everything can be offensive. Now listen to this. How about we take a vote? I truly believe that people will agree with the suggestion. I think that it'll make RPAN an even better place than before. The You Show and the rest did not have to be changed at all. But now there will be a new place to stream to. The other RPAN channels are all wholesome content, talking about their day, playing instruments, showing animals, or giving friendly advice. It's all wonderful and new. I love some of those people. But please, understand that making offensive jokes is more about the joke than the offensive part. Alternative comedy can exist with other forms of entertainment. In the same way you can laugh at it, you can just as easily turn it off and go to the other RPAN streams. Again, I would gladly speak to you or anyone from the moderation over a call, Zoom, or Discord. I think speaking directly would greatly help explain my points. The moderator responded, "Hi, Paul. As we mentioned several times now, this is not something that's going to happen. Thanks." Thanks. Thanks. Oh, well, you're welcome. When they took down my video, I said, "Can you at least send me the video privately so I can defend myself?" And they were like, "Oh no, sorry, it's obliterated. It's fucking gone. It's gone forever." So I said, "If there's any way for me to get it, please let me know." And they said, "The only way to get it is to contact the Reddit information cache something or other." So they don't even fucking have it anymore. They just fucking lock the vault, push it off a cliff, then throw the key into the neighbor's yard. And they're like, "Well, I don't know what happened." So I'm like, "How do you do that?" And they're like, "I don't know, Google it." No! So I downloaded it after like 3 hours. I get this fucking thing, and you'd think it'd be organized by name or date, but no. Each clip is over an hour, and I've got to look at each one, listening to my own fat face to find the 1 minute that I was making a joke. So I can prove to you that what I did was a joke, and they're just being willfully ignorant, prescribing hateful motive, and deleting context causes more problems than just not watching the show that offended you. I'm fighting for your rights too. The right to joke is not limited to any one person. I think you're cheapening real cases of actual exclusion and actual harmful shit. It's kind of funny in itself how I need to explain to people that it's just a joke. Everything's going to be okay even though you're offended.
Do you really want to live in a world where jokes are taken out of context and used as weapons, and then the context is obliterated? Why does the shit that comes out of my mouth matter that much to you? I'm trying to fix the issue here. I'm trying to create a place where comedy can live and breathe without people fucking sucking the fun out of everything.
I'm trying to literally help these motherfuckers. I'm trying to make this platform even better, give people more exposure. Exposure? I barely know her. No, because we need this place to be exactly what I want it to be. Sorry, fucker! We get to ban whoever we want.
Are we gonna ban roasts because their jokes are too offensive? Everyone's in on it, so just don't watch it.
These moderators are assuming that you're too stupid to handle a satirical comedy routine and too offended to just click away. I've been told that you get banned on any of these fucking platforms for no fucking reason.
Here's an image of someone getting banned for liking something. For clicking the up arrow on a post, someone was banned for 7 days. These people who are pretending that they don't understand satire are the ones that decide what you get to laugh at. They don't like the jokes, so you don't even get to hear them.
Forget the joke police. These people are joke dictators.
Her brother's way smaller than her. I'm talking legal midget.
No, you cannot joke about that.
Yeah, that's not funny. Joe, that's not the kind of humor we do on this show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Glover himself. The real news. Donald Glover, what are you doing here? We're here live with Donald Glover himself. How you doing? That's called seizing your destiny. Donald Glover, I can't believe you're here, but I just gotta say...
Wait, are you racist? You calling me Donald Glover?
Why am I racist?
Do you think I look like Donald Glover?
Why is that racist?
Bro, you calling me Donald Glover.
Yes?
Bro, it's like me calling you Matt Damon. Well,
the joke is that you're not Donald Glover.
Bro, hold on. I got it.
Is anything making sense anymore? This is their thought process. If we make a channel where I don't get to control what you get to joke about, I cut you off, I ignore your points.
Why they chose those 2 jokes to say that I truly meant, out of the 100 jokes I make each stream, I have no idea. It's almost like they didn't like the jokes personally.
Well, look at the clock, now look at my cock, it's looking like it's promise time, bitch. Yes, that's right, you tiny little grape, bask in the shame. Your promise to refrain from offending people pleases me. For as we all know, Paulthebaul, offensiveness is not subjective in any way. My 5 minutes of discomfort allows me to destroy you forever.
But Paulthebaul, what did the Reddit moderator say to get you to promise? In the first place?
Well, what do you know? This Reddit moderator thinks I was joking. If I can guarantee that these sort of comments will not be made during my streams, they'll take a look at lifting my ban. Surprise! Nothing happened. They never respond to me. So when I went to the main board to make a constructive criticism, an actual suggestion to make the platform better, you hunt me down. You go, well, you pretty much agreed with us. No, dumbass! You waved unbanning in front of my face. I go, sorry, I'll strive to be a better person, mommy. I want to fucking tell my jokes. This rhetoric of banning and then tickling people into doing what you want is fucking actually disingenuous. They expect me to shrink down to the size of an amoeba because I did something that made your jimmies rustled a little bit. Imagine if after a movie got a bad review or subjectively offended someone, it got deleted. Imagine a world where nobody can express themselves creatively because everyone's so fucking afraid.
I realize now that there's no way for me to avoid making offensive jokes because someone's going to get offended regardless of what I say on my stream, regardless of what act I do, regardless of what words I say. 20 years from now, at least one of the words I say in this video are going to be obsolete or considered objectively offensive.
This isn't really about Reddit. It's not even about me. And it's definitely not about the word midget. This is about jokes. And Reddit is the perfect example of the argument against them. I didn't want to make this video, but I'm not the only person who was banned and shamed for making jokes. And I won't be the last.
I feel like we all know somebody who jokes about all sorts of things in private, but the second somebody does it in the public eye, they go full joke police.
I don't know what's going on. It's like we're pretending like we didn't do this already. South Park and Family Guy exist. Adult Swim, Comedy Central, and MTV exist.
I'm seeing full episodes of shows I watch get deleted before my very eyes because the jokes within them are too offensive. I had to hunt for an episode of Community for longer than the actual length of the episode itself. Imagine if Reddit moderators watched something like The Office. I think they might fucking explode.
This motherfucker of all, as a moderator, should understand that offensive things are changing. What is deemed objectively offensive is changing day to day. They're trying to cancel classical music. I don't know who the fuck keeps listening to these people, but stop my fucking music! Now you get canceled if you say a word. If you say a fucking word, you have to tell the jokes that I want you to tell. If I don't like it, I'm shutting you down, bitch. I can't tell you how many fucking comedians I don't find funny, but I don't want them to be fucking banned and canceled. If you don't find them funny, that's okay. You don't have to watch them. We all have a different sense of humor. Hey, it's okay. But in the meantime, I'm gonna be on Twitch, baby. I'm gonna be on Twitch. I'm gonna be jerking my little ding-dong. Not really. Do you remember when one of these shows would make a joke? It was on the fucking news.
The creators of South Park are being threatened with possible assassination.
The only reason why I bring it up is some people thought maybe you went a little too far. You know.
As far as what?
Well, they thought that maybe you were being disrespectful to the Christian religion.
Who did?
I'm telling you, you need to Google.
To be fair, the entire stand-up special is just full of this stuff. Right. It's like anything that you might be sensitive about, anything that people are talking about now, he's just kind of like going to town on.
Yeah.
And understandably so, a lot of people are pissed.
Top 10 times comedians crossed the line.
The Simpsons, stereotypes, all races.
What do you mean you didn't mean to offend someone? You made, like, of course you did. Like,
you made a joke. I mean,
well, the joke.
His point is like you make like
you know
comedians
what?
make jokes.
But some jokes are offensive, and
in the brief clip, Justin Bieber can be heard telling a joke.
With more sensitivity, we'll be able to find not only funnier things.
There are some people, including the Anti-Defamation League, who said your joke was offensive. How do you respond to that?
It's a joke.
Is that where we're going? We're going back where jokes are illegal? A long time ago, jokes were literally illegal. Certain jokes that were deemed too offensive got you fucking locked up.
In April 1964, while performing in New York, Lenny was again arrested for obscenity. Fighting obscenity charges soon became a way of life for Lenny during the 1960s. The problems that began in California quickly spread east.
He was busted in Chicago, he's busted in New York, he's busted in San Francisco and Los Angeles.
The verdict was guilty. Lenny was devastated.
I have been waiting my whole life to duke it out in the major leagues, only to find out now everyone's fucking shitting themselves and then using their stinky diapers as evidence that everyone else did something wrong. Everyone is so fucking scared. Everyone is so fucking worried about being labeled a bad person.
Alright everyone, point to someone that made a joke and repeat after me. You're a sexist, racist, homophobic, you're a sexist, racist, homophobic, you're a sexist, racist, homophobic.
Can we stop? Can we chill out for a second? People think that if you joke about it, you think all this shit. No! That's not how jokes work. That's not how they've ever worked. Jokes bring people together and make them laugh. Sometimes you bomb. They're not all going to be winners.
I've had jokes that I thought were taken as the very thing they were satirizing.
Just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right.
So if we could just trend #CancelPaulthebaul, that'd be great. The faster I can get canceled, the faster I don't have to care what all these fucking losers think of me. Their legal right is not what I'm opposing. I understand the how, but the why makes no sense. Their explanation has been countered from every fucking angle. Clearly that's why they feel the need to cut me off. They're sweating, baby! If they're telling me to go to Twitch, then obviously they know that what I'm suggesting is reasonable. What I'm doing isn't hate speech. If Twitch is doing it, why don't you? I've already explained why I want to be here and why my suggestion has an audience. You're literally acknowledging that it would work because you're saying Twitch does it. You know that what I'm doing is just a comedy routine, and you're labeling me a hateful person and implying that I'm not joking just so you can be right. I thought this was the front page of the internet, not fucking baby poopy diaper kindergarten. Why am I being given a timeout, held to a standard that you don't even know about, and being told that I'm telling people what to think? Ironically, I'm actually advocating for more inclusion. Now I know what you're thinking. It's their website, they can do whatever they want. And you'd be right. They can interpret their rules however they like, they can ban me, tell me what I meant by my words, ignore the context, shame me in front of thousands of people, embrace mob rule, ignore my examples, shut me down, tell me that they might unban me, then disappear, insult me when I stick up for myself and try to help, using my coerced cooperation against me, contradict themselves, delete my stream, then tell me to figure out how to get it back so I can defend myself. So consider this a cautionary tale on my way out the door. Listen, I just want to get this out of the way. I don't care if you're left, right, or middle. This isn't a political issue. I am advocating for comedy. Comedy! We can have a separate conversation about the rest of this shit. I'm just saying that when there's comedy and there's offensive comedy and it's so blatantly fucking comedy that you're a fucking idiot if you don't get it. Above everything else in this video, you must at least agree that context matters. If you just made a joke, it's no big deal, right? But don't take it from me. Take it straight from the horse's mouth.
I'm going back through your profile, and I'm finding some questionable comments that you've made a couple of weeks ago.
Here I have blurred out the video, but this is RPAN's head moderator streaming on RPAN discussing banning certain people.
And so now I'm trying to find the context of it. Yeah, I know, but that's the thing, mate. If you're telling me that you deserve to get unbanned, I'm gonna naturally look at your post history to see if you're the sort of person who just made a joke, and it was just like a one-off thing, and the rest of your post history is fairly wholesome. And so now, like, you've just brought this on yourself, mate. You just made a joke, 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 made a wholesome joke.
Babu. Draw your own conclusions. They sure like to. Finally, if anyone ever shames you for finding a joke funny, I got your back. If you know someone who would agree with this video, please consider sending it to them. And if you know someone who wouldn't, definitely consider sending it to them. Guys, because in the end, I may not find it funny, but I will fight for your right to laugh. You know, I wasn't allowed to leave my house before it was cool, you know what I'm saying?